Hello, amazing kids in Texas. It's Yogesh Kumar here reporting from Toronto. Hello to all of you. Your teacher invited me to come and join you in person, but unfortunately, I cannot travel at this point of time, so I thought I'll record this video for you and I'll share my life journey from my childhood to who I am today. So let me start with my childhood. I was born in a very small town in India, and when I was a child, we didn't have electricity for many days. We didn't have water for many days. So one could say that that probably wasn't the best childhood. No, but I loved my childhood. It was the most amazing time with my family, my cousins, my parents, and everybody else who was around me. And and as of today, I'm director in Oracle, and my my team builds some amazing software using cloud technologies, artificial intelligence, such as like when you call Siri, and it responds something to you, right? Or Amazon figures out what you want to buy and gives you product recommendations and things like that. So we work on a lot of cool things. And apart from that, I'm also a president of a non-profit organization, Competitive Kids STEM projects, and we help kids to learn technology, use robots, do some artificial intelligence stuff, etc. What is not important is who I am today, right? You all will become something someday. But what is important is what the journey was, right? How I transformed myself from what I was in a small town in India to sitting in Toronto, doing some cool technology stuff. If I can do it, you all can do a lot of amazing things too. Uh, so my journey started with the best teacher in the world, and she was my grandma. She told me a lot of great things, and I'll share some of these things she told me, which I use even today, and some of the learning I got from her. I find it so important that I thought I'll share with you, and I will share that how this is important for you to follow if you want to become, you want to be very successful, you want to do the job uh, of your choice. So first thing she told me, and that was really really important for me, was that always dream big, right? If you dream small, you'll only get the small thing. If you dream big, I mean, if your dreams are huge, and you're gonna grow with your dreams too. So always dream big, And when you look at the sky, sometimes people see clouds, sometimes people see uh, birds and other things, And some people see that, okay, someday I'm gonna be at moon and I will be putting flag of my country, right? And that's a very difficult thing as a child. How are you going to go all the way to the moon and put your flag for the country, right? So, but people dream about this, and when people dream something like this, they find the way to do it, right? That's what my second learning that I got. Then when you're dreaming something that big, it's always good to do that. But when you're dreaming something big, you need to break down, the big thing into the small pieces, and the big goal into the small goals. An example is, if you want to go from ground floor to the top floor, there are like 3 floor building. How do you go? Do you can you jump and go from the ground floor to the top floor? No. What do? You go step by step. You take step 1, 2, 3, 4, and that leads you to the top of the floor. So when we have the big dreams and big goals, what we do, we break down those things, the big things, into small things, right? And in my career, becoming a director and leading a software development team, was that a one day the job? No, it was a lot of mini steps I had to take. I had to first become a software developer. Then from there, I learned to become an architect, where I could design the software. Then I learned to do the management of the team, and then from there I kept learning and kept growing all the time, right? So we take the big goal and then break it down to the small pieces. So even when you're doing the small steps, uh, are we always able to do everything all right? We never make mistakes? I mean, do you make mistakes? Yeah, I mean, I made a lot of mistakes. I made a lot of mistakes. But what I learned from my grandma, that there are two types of mistakes. And what are the two types of mistakes? One is called smart mistakes and another one is called dumb mistakes. And do you know what those smart mistakes are? The smart mistakes are the mistake where you make the mistake but you learn from it, right? And very simple example is there is when you're walking on the road and there is an area which is where people normally fall down because there is something on the way, right? And then if you make a smart mistake that when you find out there is a stone in there, you move that stone away, or can't move that stone away, but you are aware that okay, if I'm going there and I will walk around it, I'm not going to step over it. That's a smart mistake. You learned, you made a mistake, you learned from it, right? You fall down once, but you figured it out that okay, next time I'm not going to fall down. And what's the dumb mistake? You all can guess. The dumb mistake is you fall over the same stone every single day, and you're not learning from it. You made the mistake and you made the same mistake again. How many of you do make the same mistake over and over again? Right? So if you want to achieve your dreams, what do you need to do? You need to reduce that same mistake, dumb mistake, what we call, to a bare minimum. What you want to do is you want to make a smarter mistake. And where you make a mistake, you learn from it. And that helped me tremendously, right? And next thing that I learned from her, I call rule number 4. We made the mistake, we learn from each other, but there are some behavioral things that we need to be really careful about. Honesty is the best policy. We should always be honest. We should always be very polite to everybody, right? And we should never try to be mean with other people, right? And one of the things that we get, that we are working with the smarter people, sometimes we think other person is smart and we feel jealous, and I learned that working with the smarter people is the best thing that happens in your life. Why is that? Because I always learn from the smarter people. If I work with the people who are not smarter than me, then how I'm going to learn from them? So I always found the opportunity by working with smarter people than I am, then I learned from them. I made them my role model. I saw what they're doing, how they're doing, and I applied that in my day-to-day learning. And simple things like how to manage emails effectively, how do you do more work in same 8 hours work day, how do you grow and how do you get the bigger ideas? So I learned from the mistakes, from the other smarter people, those that are around me. So that was another thing, and there are a lot of things I learned from my run. I can't really cover everything in a few minutes I have right now, but one final thing that I wanted to share with you, that life is not fair, right? And I encountered a number of times that sometimes we feel that I'm sure that you must be telling your mom and dad and your people around you that yeah, it's not fair. Yeah, it's true. Things are not fair always. But if we are focused on our dreams, then we don't worry about what's fair, what's not fair, right? Our dreams keeps us grounded. So always remember that when you're in doubt, when you're upset, when you're unhappy, always think what's the biggest goal you have, right? What's keep you going? What's drive you forward, right? If you keep dreaming big and always keep attach yourself to those dreams, and you're going to get a lot of success. So you remember the few things, right? First thing, always dream big, right? And dreaming big is a great idea. Second thing, if you have a bigger task in place, don't try to jump to the last task. Don't try to go to the top floor, right? Jumping in one step. Break down your big task into small tasks and go slowly. And when you're doing things, you are bound to make mistakes. So when you make mistake, don't worry about it, right? Learn from it. Don't let mistakes make you feel bad. When you make the mistake, it's all right to say it's okay. Let's move on. Let's learn from it. And gather your energy, do things, and learn from others. Learn from the smarter people. And if you are in doubt ever, what do? You go back to the rule number 1 or learning number 1. Always think about your dream. Think about how you're going to make your dream successful. So you can be engineer and the management person like me, but you don't have to. You need to work on your dreams. You need to make your dreams successful. And I know you can do it. You're very capable of doing it. You just need to remember that life is not fair. So don't worry about it. Just keep focusing on your dream and you will get what you want to get. Uh, as I'm not in person, I can't take your question, but to make it a little more interesting, I have put together a questionnaire for you that you can fill in. And that questionnaire is based on some of the lessons my grandma taught me. And I hope you will find that questionnaire interesting. So have fun with that. Good luck to you. I know all of you are going to do amazingly well in your life. And I'm looking forward for success that you guys are going to have in your life. Thank you so much for your time. Have fun. Bye.